Hey guys, this is the podcast for our first ever show on radio that was live. We just wanted to preface it with a little warning.
There was a lot of technical difficulties in our first show.
Yes, and none of it was our fault. Can we just say we arrived on time, we had all of our segments ready, we had a great show planned, and then the techs got there and they said...
we couldn't do any phone calls, and that was about 40% of the show.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, we made up about half the show while the music was playing, and at some point, multiple points, my microphone just turned off.
So we had to cut some stuff out of the podcast because there was some part that went to air that it was a one-sided
was just Luke
conversation.
going, yep, and oh really, what happened then? And also, we found out from listeners that told us later, apparently they were playing two songs at once.
It's like overlapping songs. And it wasn't also the people who were with us's fault, it was just a problem with the actual station. Like, the people up in Sydney who programmed all the songs
They're
and
on
stuff.
a public holiday. Like,
it was Labor Day in Sydney, and we were calling them. No one was in the offices, and everything went wrong. But anyway,
this is our first ever show. So this was our first show. We were nervous, and we had to deal with
chaotic.
A lot of...
It would have been like, a bit... Oh, we would have been nervous as it is, and everything went wrong. So enjoy, though. It was lots of fun.
We're happy with it. We're really proud of the show. And episode 2 will be even smoother.
Just like that time when it got weird between Mulder and Scully.
You can't quit now, Scully.
I can, Mulder.
This is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first show of Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Modern Digital. Luke's very excited.
I'm very excited to be here. Can I just start off the show? Sorry to start off all of a sudden, but who is Mulder and Scully? What was that just played?
I have no idea. We were told that we could make our own intro breaks, and then they took that away from us.
Can you play that again, Michael? He's looking for it in the studio now. We'll wait till he gets it up. Who's Mulder and Scully?
I actually Googled it. I found out that they're from X-Files, a show I have never watched.
Very modern reference.
Not
there.
very digital either. It's on TV. So I need to figure out who's Mulder. Play that one again.
Play that one again.
Okay, we're not classic. Well, welcome to Triple M Modern Digital, the show where we start 20 minutes late and nothing works. So coming up, we have a great show planned for you. We've got some good stuff coming, but for now, why don't we listen to some music and we'll get back into the show in a little bit. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. You just heard By My Side by Bad Dreams, spelled with 2 E's instead of an A, which is just irresponsible spelling, I think, when you're making a band name.
They actually just heard Sorry by Nothing But Thieves, but well done, Lewis. Great start to the show.
As you can see, Triple M Modern Digital, full of technical issues and reading problems.
Yeah, that was just a human error.
Yes. So I suppose we should talk about who we are and what we're doing. This is our first ever radio show. I'm Lewis.
Tell. So far, it's been flawless.
Yeah, I know. You would think that we're professionals.
Yeah, I haven't seen a mistake yet.
Yeah, so this is actually the first show that's ever been on the station Triple M Modern Digital as well. So we're very sorry for interrupting your Spotify playlist with our technical difficulties, but I'm sure that at some point we will get good at this. Now, I think what the bosses here at Triple M Modern Digital wanted us to do was to just talk about ourselves, but I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit arrogant.
Yeah, they're like, just make sure the audience knows a bit about, who are Luke and Lewis, convey that in the first show.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's a bit arrogant just coming on and go, I'm Luke, my name's Luke.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about yourself,
So
really.
we wrote bios about each other, which we haven't read. I'm assuming your one's really nice about me.
Well, it's very accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who should go first?
I'll
Me
go
or
first.
All right. So you read my bio. I'm Lewis.
Yeah. So Lewis is Australia's longest radio announcer, standing at a very impressive 6'8" and weighing a very disappointing 77 kilos. He dresses like a ticket inspector, and when he's not reading comic books, he's he's always reading comic books. So, and Lewis probably knows more about Wonder Woman than his own girlfriend. So that's a bit of who Lewis is.
Well, Wonder Woman, she's got powers. My girlfriend doesn't have powers, so I would much rather learn about Wonder Woman, really.
Do you know Wonder Woman's birthday?
She actually wasn't born. She was made from clay, and then Zeus imbued life into the clay.
I know you don't know Jazz's.
All right, so let's do your bio then, Mr. Luke. So Luke Kidgell is quite possibly the most generic man on planet Earth. The Guinness Book of World Records would officially give him the title of world's most forgettable head, but unfortunately, they can't remember what he looks like and are unable to track him down. He lives way out in the middle of the country. It's about a 3-day trip by horse and cart.
Can I dispute this?
No, you live in the country, all right? What kind of word does your suburb have in it?
Creek.
Creek. So the biggest body of water in the whole suburb is a creek.
Yes.
You live in the country.
Oh, we just got rid of our lake because we didn't need one because we had to put so many high-rise buildings there.
Absolutely. Well, that's a little bit about us, and that's a little bit about our show. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go to some music, and then we'll get back into a few more talking breaks, all right? Does that sound good, everybody? Everybody listening? Yep. All right. Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital. Now, Luke, as this is our first radio show, I thought we would come up with our first regular segment because obviously we do need to learn how to do radio.
It's important if we're going to continue this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can't. We have just turned up out of the blue. We got no idea what we're doing, but I figured that we would learn how to do radio segment by segment.
Are you saying? Sorry, what?
We want to Learnding Radio.
Yep.
So we're just currently learning at the moment.
Yep. So if you just want to say learning correctly, that'd be great.
Learning?
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was thinking that the first thing that we could learn, Luke, was how to take callers and give away prizes. Yeah. How do you feel about tackling that one?
Yeah, we'll learn that. I'm not sure if we're learning anything.
Well, look, I'm trying
how to speak.
Luke, I'm trying to learn how to do radio. I don't have time to learn how to say learned. All right, so that's what I'm focusing on today. So I've got a script for you here, Luke. If you just take this is our competitions script.
Oh, true, because all radio shows do have prizes.
Yeah. So but unfortunately, because it is Triple M Modern Digital, we don't have the biggest prize budget.
But we still have a prize?
Yeah, and I have a caller on the line now. Are you actually ready to talk to him
right
at the moment?
Now?
Yes, yeah.
So we're just going...
I'm throwing you the deep end. Okay. You really got to learn how to do this.
And you've got a caller and I'm going to give him a prize.
Yes. All right. So are you ready? We're giving you your caller in 1 second. This is Learnding Radio.
Robbo, congratulations. You've made it through to the prize line on Triple M Modern Digital. We've got a great prize to give away today.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
Well, Sam, you'll find out the prize if you can tell us who won the X Factor Australia in 2011.
Oh, what if it's not a good prize, though? Like, I might not even want it.
It's a good prize, mate. It's a banger prize. The point is you need to guess who won the X Factor in 2011.
Oh, I don't need to guess. Like, I know the answer.
You know the answer?
Yeah, I know the answer, mate. I'm a big X Factor 2011 fan.
All right, well, tell me the answer.
Oh, I don't need to prove it, mate. I can tell you the runner-up in 2011 was Johnny Rufo, and Dammy M won it in 2013. But before I tell you who won it in 2011, I want to know what the prize is.
Right, look, mate, you're being difficult, all right? It's a great prize.
Just tell me the prize.
It's an incredible prize. Just tell me who won the X Factor in 2011, and I'll tell you the prize.
Oh, all right, but it better be a good prize. Reese Masters.
You've done it, Robbo. You've got the answer right. Well done, mate. As you know, mate, last week Triple M gave away $1 million and a couple of cars.
Wow.
But we're on Triple M Modern Digital, so you just won a can of baked beans.
Oh, my God, a can of baked beans. That's amazing. Oh man, I can't believe it.
Congratulations,
Robbo.
Robbo.
Wait. Heinz beans?
No, they're home brand.
Oh, that's not very good, is it?
No, but because you've been such a great sport, we're going to throw in a loaf of 90-cent bread from Coles.
Oh, from Coles. Oh, you boys are great. Oh, I love Triple M Modern Digital.
We are the only people here. That's why we're having these technical difficulties. Because
the first ever show on this radio station.
Yeah, we're the only people here. We have to fix everything.
There was we walked in. We were the only ones in the building. There's tumbleweeds just rolling past.
There's no work culture yet. We really need to set up our own work culture.
Yeah.
We need to do so many things. We're running this entire building ourselves.
It's a two-man operation at the moment. Well, Michael's on the panel, so it's a three-man operation.
Yeah, we're the only people here. And in fact, when we came to work, we thought there would be a lot of people here.
We came pumped going because this is our first time we've ever had proper jobs.
Yeah.
And we were like, it's going to be a busy work, bustling environment.
It's going to be a multi-million-dollar studio.
Yeah, we're going to get into the office and everyone's going to be bustling around. No.
Going to be happy to see us.
We're the only ones here.
We're the only people here. In fact, we have audio of what happened when we walked into the studio.
Yeah, this is the actual audio of what happened when we walked into work today. All right, this is it. It's our first day of radio. Wait, where is everyone? There's no one else here.
Yeah, Luke, we're on Triple M Modern Digital. We're the only show here.
Oh. Hello?
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 Oh, Footy.
Oh, my God, who's that?
Oh, it's just the ghost of Mick Malloy.
Wait, is he dead?
No. He's just been here so long, he's part of the building now.
Oh, cool. Wait, what's through there?
Oh, that's the Triple M studios.
Footy.
Whoa!
Good prizes.
What?
Listeners.
What?
That's amazing. Oh, look, dude. Even the janitor looks like Dave Grohl.
Rock on, boys.
Man, I don't think we should be in here. Hey, guys, how you going? Did you catch the game last night?
Which game?
What do you mean, which game? All of the games.
Every game.
Yeah, look, boys. Look, this is disrespectful. I'll give you one more chance before I kick you out of here. Who won the grand final in 1982?
Which grand final?
Every grand final. Get out of here, you bloody losers, and don't come back until you know how to fish. Welcome back to another technically flawless Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a comedy show. It's meant to be funny, isn't it, Luke?
Well, yeah.
we're trying, but in between the technical difficulties, this is a comedy show.
But it's time to get a bit serious.
Yes, this is, as our listeners would be aware, or our listener would be aware.
Everyone would have heard the big news this morning.
And it's an absolute tragedy.
It rattled me.
Yeah.
Wait, did you wake up this morning devastated about it?
I heard the news and I could not believe the amount of disrespect that was thrown to one of our stars.
Iconic Australians.
Really the leader of our own culture. So I'm going to tell you, listeners, please do brace yourselves.
Everyone will be across this, but we'll say it again if you're not.
During the NRL Grand Final, Ricki Lee, Australian Idol winner, sung, and they spelled her name wrong.
On the Channel 9 news coverage.
Absolutely disgusting.
They spelt her name with a Y, not an I.
As everybody knows, it's R-I-C-K-I hyphen Lee Coulter, and they spelled it with a Y, which is absolutely ridiculous.
And after it took me 20 minutes to remember who Ricki Lee was, I was disgusted. Okay?
It's absolutely unacceptable. I mean, if you really look at this, there would have been so many new prospective Ricki Lee fans who maybe, I don't know how, but potentially would not know who she is.
Yeah.
But then, if they go to Google her, what would they find, Luke?
I Googled Ricki Lee, or just on Facebook. Didn't find Ricki Lee's Facebook page, did I? No, I found Ricki Lee from Ascot Vale, Victoria. He's got a curly mustache and a beanie, and he plays footy for the Wanturna Redbacks.
Well, now we're going to have a whole bunch of music fans showing up to the Wanturna Redbacks games to see some dude with a mustache play football.
Yeah.
I mean, they're NRL fans and Ricki Lee fans. They're going to be doubly disappointed.
Just like Ren and Stimpy. Stimpy! Watching Cheech and Chong.
Hey, you want to get high?
This is Luke and Lewis, Triple M Modern Digital.
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital, and that was an absolutely wonderful...
Yeah, very topical again. Who's Ren and Stimpy?
Ren and Stimpy is
Just
a cartoon...
A classic duo that I've never heard of.
It's a cartoon from the 90s. Well, that really does. Just like us.
Ching and...
Ching and Chong. No, it's Cheech and Chong. They're like a comedy duo about marijuana. So really, I mean, we're both quite sober individuals.
Wow. Yeah.
Also not cartoon characters, but we are incredibly obscure.
Whoever's put those together, great work again.
Thank you very much. Very modern, very digital.
Just like Mulder and Scully and Ren and Stimpy, this is Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.
Now, because we are on Triple M, unfortunately, we are contractually obligated to talk about football.
Not unfortunately, I'm excited. I'm a big sports fan.
Well...
Lewis isn't.
Well, look, I would say that outside, when I'm not on air, I wouldn't really dabble in football. But from 12 till 2 on Luke and Lewis, I'm contractually obligated to love footy!
Footy! So, Lewis, firstly, how'd you enjoy their big game on the weekend, the grand final, both the NRL and the AFL? I'm sure you were across both.
The only reason I was across the NRL Grand Final was because I was outraged about them spelling Ricki Lee Coulter's name incorrectly.
Did you actually watch the game, or did you just watch her performance?
I just watched her performance because that's one of my main passions is Ricki Lee performances.
Yeah, exclusively at sports events.
Yes, that's my favourite kind. It's very specific. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, ooh.
So who won the so I was just going to quiz you on it because obviously we're contractually obligated to be across all this stuff, so you would know who won the Norm Smith medal on the weekend.
What's that?
It's the best on ground in the AFL grand final.
Oh, best on ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, they can all run pretty quick, so that's pretty good.
Sorry,
on the
who
ground.
was playing on the weekend? Do you even know that?
Oh, the boys.
All the boys were out
All
there.
the boys were out
kick?
there. I mean, there were a couple of colours, a couple of teams. Yep. Animals were their mascots. I can say that for sure. Tigers was one of the teams.
Yep.
And then Adelaide.
It's a bird.
Birds.
Yeah, it was the Adelaide Castle Warriors.
Oh,
They were
okay.
playing the Richmond
That does
Tigers.
not sound right.
No, it
I
was
think
the
you're messing
Crows.
with me. It's the Adelaide, some other kind of bird.
Crows.
Crows. Okay, so the only reason why I know about the Tigers is because I know they won is because I was in the city the night of the AFL Grand Final, and it was like the apocalypse, but everyone was really happy about it. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's break everything and scare women, but, footy.
Yeah. No, but, I walked down Swan Street and it was trashed, and the police shut off the road. I don't think the police even shut it off. I think Richmond supporters shut
Yeah.
off the road, and it was just every pub had people crawling around the streets.
It was crazy.
They had to get like riot police in and walk in a line up the road to clear everyone. Not in an aggressive way. It's just the only way to clear the road.
It's the most positive riot in the world.
And then afterwards, after the police line, there was big, those cleaning trucks. They just come and sweep the gutters.
To get the trash off the street.
Yeah, they had to.
They were
had
using
them
that on
following
football supporters.
them. Yeah. And then they had like horses and police cars.
Yeah.
You would have thought, it was a riot, but no, Tigers just won.
That's insane. Yeah, I took the train home, and there was about, I reckon 40% of the people on the train didn't know anything about footy, and the rest of the 60% was trying to amp every
They were
person
trying
on
to
the train up.
sing the theme song.
I had someone be like, "Go Tigers!" and he tried to start singing the song at me. I didn't know the words. I was listening to Coldplay. I just turned Coldplay
You just
up.
thought he was like cheering about a zoo.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about, but unfortunately, that's
Did you just
how it
publicly
is.
admit that you listen to Coldplay?
Yes, I do. And in fact, I think that there might even be a little bit of Coldplay coming up on Triple M Modern Digital with Luke and Lewis for lunch. Now, Luke, you have an interesting story to tell me.
Well, there's been a couple of buttons that may have been pushed wrong today.
Yes.
And recently I pushed, or actually it wasn't recently at all. It was in year 12. So that was
So, what is
3
that?
years ago.
3 years
It
ago.
feels like just yesterday. There was a story I wanted to tell you. I don't think I've ever told you this story of the button.
The button.
Yeah. So all through year 12, have you ever had a situation in life where it was a big red button? And do you know how
Okay.
enticing
Yeah.
just pushing a big red button there? And we had no idea what the big
Yeah,
red button
every
did.
now and again
Yeah.
in life, you come across a button.
a big
and
red button.
It doesn't even say, don't push this, but you're like, whoa, it looks like
happened?
I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But what happens?
It was a big red button, and it was in the school library,
Yeah.
right? And like first day of year 12, it got installed over the summer holidays. We walked into
Oh,
the
so it was
library.
a new
It was a
button.
new- oh, mate, the level of enticement, it was just begging to be pushed, right?
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, new button. And then we're like, no, we can't push it. Because what the biggest risks are with pushing a foreign
What if
button,
it's an alarm?
alarm or sprinkler system, and you don't
Yeah.
want to wet all the books. That's hundreds of $1,000s worth of damage. And there's computers and stuff in the library. So like, all right, well, maybe we shouldn't press the button today. So for months went past and we found
Months?
mate, you don't just go push a button off a whim, all right?
So you guys really planned this out?
Yeah.
So, so it's like a Cold War scenario
Yeah,
where
there
everyone's
was a
thinking
standoff
about pressing
between
the
us
button.
and the button.
Yeah.
It was a one-way standoff. The button didn't really reciprocate.
How many people were involved in this button
It was
debate?
me and about 3 or 4 friends,
Yeah.
right? And for months, we'd walk past the button. There'd been times when we touched the button, going, you press it, you know, like...
Oh, so you've rubbed the
We
button.
were drawing straws to see who would press the button. And it got to the last day of year 12, an entire
Did any of
year.
these teachers know about this
Yeah,
button
so
debate?
a teacher, our media teacher, I'm not going to say his name just because I don't want to incriminate him on air. Oh, I
Yeah.
already said my media teacher. You could work out who it is if you know what high school. He also wanted the button pressed.
Okay.
And, but he didn't want to be like, he's like, I can't press the button because I'll
He's a
get
teacher.
fired.
He'll
Yeah.
get fired.
And he goes, but one of you goes, last day, you can press the button.
I feel like that's worse,
But
though.
we asked throughout the year to the library teachers, like, what does the button do? Not even they knew, right? I think they did, but they didn't want to tell us, right? So we
You
were
can't
like,
encourage kids to break the rules. That doesn't make it better than him breaking it. Like
"No, it's the
I
last
feel
day of
like
school, no one cares.
I don't know. I feel like if a teacher hit a student, that's pretty bad. But if a teacher got a fight
it's
club
all-
of students going and made other students hit each other, that's definitely
It's
worse.
the last day of school. It's a big button party. No one cares what you're doing, all right? So he was like, yeah, press button. So it was on the last day of school. We had someone manning the door. We had asked the library teacher, what happens if you press the button? They just went, don't press the button. Don't press the button. All throughout the year, the library teacher's just enforcing, don't press the button. Don't
This
press
is
the
like an
button.
Illuminati button.
So we were like, we have to press the button. So we came through last day, and I was the one who got nominated to press it. And I was like, yep, I'll go up, press the button. Walked
So
up.
you
We
were
had someone
sweating.
manning the door. We had our
How
teacher.
did you feel?
Nervous.
Pre-button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-button, I was, I can't say the word on air, but I was pooping myself. So went in there, right?
Yeah.
Gave it a press.
What happened?
The library teacher saw me press the button.
What did they
I
do?
looked at her. The button did nothing, and she goes, "Yeah, I told you not to press the button."
Luke and Lewis for lunch. That's the most pointless story ever told on radio. We'll be right back. Luke and Lewis for lunch on Triple M Modern Digital. That was planned by Birds of Tokyo from their creatively named album, Birds of Tokyo.
Yep, they thought about it, they settled on a name, and that's it. They settled for that one.
They absolutely nailed that one. Now, Luke, this is our first show. We've been working on this behind the scenes for about a week, and we didn't just have to plan the show. We had to do compliance training before they would let us on air.
And if you've ever done any type of induction or workplace health and safety, any type of compliance training in any job, you would know it's a barrel of laughs. It's
the best time I've ever had in my life. What we had to do was watch about 3 hours of unskippable video, unpausable video, and then answer questions about the enthralling video that we just watched. Things like, this is what bullying is. Don't do that to your co-workers, and what we can't say on air. It was just
And the ironic thing, I got so angry, I just wanted to punch Lewis. So, but I didn't do it at work.
Yeah,
and I learned that from the
we were working.
training.
So luckily, from the compliance training, I did learn how to complain about your behaviour to the HR manager, and you're going to be in big trouble when we go off
that
air.
That explains that meeting scheduled in at 2:30.
No, this training was so difficult to do. I think we were told it would take us about 2 hours. How long did it take us?
We started it at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Then an hour in, we decided to go get lunch. We're like, we'll do a quick lunch break, and then we'll get right back into it. Cause, you know, and then we returned home 8 hours later.
It was just, you know what happened? We went and we got lunch, and then we were like, we should go back and do compliance training.
And then we're like, I got to get a couple of things from the shops. And then we ended up at the AFL store. This is the day before the grand final. And Lewis bought $150 worth of AFL merch. And as you heard before, he doesn't follow football.
I don't even like the
but
game.
That's still better than compliance training.
Oh, yeah. I would spend $300 any day of the week rather than do compliance training. But I did learn a couple of things during compliance training about radio ethics and how to treat people you work with. Now, we have someone we work with in the studio with us, Michael. How are you going, Michael?
Hey, guys. Am I allowed to talk now? Or?
Turn your
Yes,
microphone on.
you may talk. I will allow it. Now, one of the things that you're not allowed to do when you work in a radio station is assign people meaningless tasks. Now, Michael, I have a pen for you with a clicker. Could you just hold this pen?
As our first radio stunt.
We will now break the official radio ethics. Please click that
live
pen.
on air.
Are you sure you want me to do it?
If you could just continuously... thank you very much.
Don't stop until we go to a song.
Thank you very much.
Another rule is you cannot make someone the butt of jokes.
Like
keep clicking. I'm not. That's not the joke. Keep
Actually,
clicking,
can you
Michael.
do like a better kind of pace, just a slower click? Yeah, more like a metronome.
That's good. That's less annoying. Thank you, Michael. Now you're not allowed to make people the butt of jokes. So, Michael, knock knock.
Who's there?
Your mum.
No, that's making his mum the butt of the
Such
joke.
a lovely lady.
I got one.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Your. Say your who?
Oh, you're who?
Your butt, because it's butt.
Okay, that's great. So
That's the pinnacle of comedy. Keep clicking the
stop
pen.
clicking. Click close to the mic, Mike. All right, so that concludes our first radio stunt.
We're going on a
Meaningless
rampage.
Tasks.
What are we going to do next? Who knows?
Tune in next time where we break our workplace bullying act even more by pushing Michael out the window.
Anything can happen in this crazy world.
Luke and Lewis on Triple M Modern Digital.